That's a whip.
Hello and welcome to a very special RetroBlasting live stream. We're all here in the studio. I'm Melinda. Joefest was so good I shaved my head. And we are recording this episode in front of a live studio audience. Ladies, round of applause, please.
Woo! You get a car. You get a car.
I am joined today by my good friend, Matt Swafford.
Life partner. Matt Swafford.
I nearly broke his pistol earlier, but there you go. Master Son 42, who you know from War Stories. Scuba Pete.
Hello.
From Chasing 80s Toys.
Greetings.
And some geezer called Michael.
Yeah, I just needed a place to stay tonight. So
He's crashing on the couch.
I heard there was pizza.
yeah, I heard there was some homemade pizza and sodas.
Help yourself to the liquor cabinet.
Got myself a can of pop.
So we are here for a Valacon / Joefest debrief.
Yep,
Indeed.
Yep, 100%.
And I don't have anything to talk about. So let's get to the super chats, the very kind super chats that were sent in before we even went live. So,
And thank you for that, by the way.
yes, thank you very much. So M. Vargo says, unfortunately, he can't catch this live, but he had a great time hanging out with everyone.
That's very kind.
So thank you, M. Vargo.
Embargo is great people.
Yeah, Embargo is, I mean, I had the pleasure of meeting him for the first time last year. So seeing him again was great.
Oh, yeah.
It was great.
Yes,
He's a good hugger.
Yes.
as are you, Pete.
Well, I was my only disappointment with Embargo this year was that his better half wasn't with him again.
This is true.
Yes,
So
Agreed.
but she was still keeping track of what he spent.
Yes, I got in trouble for showing him things at different booths.
Alerts start going off on his phone.
A world made of cardboard. Thank you. Absolute pleasure to meet you this weekend at last.
It was.
It says, hello there. Love meeting all of you. We are 15 minutes away from our halfway overnight hotel. We'll be coming in late. Well,
We're probably 15 minutes
came
late.
in a little bit late, so he was probably early.
Hopefully you're parked.
he probably beat us to the live stream.
We were upstairs eating pizza and making drinks.
Logan Wood, thank you for the super chat. He says, it was a pleasure to meet you, gentlemen. I unfortunately missed Michael and Articulated Ninja, which has been a major regret. How did you miss Articulated Ninja? He was like at the booth the whole time.
He lived at the Valiverse.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
he
Left
didn't
it.
know he was looking at Articulated Ninja.
Yeah, he did have
Because he's a ninja.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Smoke bomb.
A very,
Silent
very
potato.
expert ninja. Last call with our friend Troy Pacelli. Thank you. Says, I miss going to cons. We haven't done that since 2019. Can't wait for the vicarious enjoyment.
Yes.
It was a gooder.
It would have been great to meet you and your better half for the first time, Troy. And I can't wait to be on Last Call the next few days to talk about, I believe we're doing a rundown of, is it all the Indiana Jones films or something?
Ooh.
So thanks for inviting me and can't wait.
Something
Awesome.
I know nothing
Cool.
about.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
I've heard of those movies.
Yeah, they're kind of niche.
Yeah.
Michael's
Not
going to
exactly
have to brush
mainstream.
up on those.
Yeah.
Matt Movie 611. Thank you. He says,
Matthew Kearns.
hope you all had a great time. Sorry I missed this year, but I'll be there next year. I mean, yeah, I
Cool.
did ask your dad why he didn't bring you this year, but
Laser Dad?
Laser Dad. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
You
we
missed kid.
missed seeing you this year, bud.
Yes, thank you, Matt. And anyone know Jeremy Kerr?
I do.
I do.
I
I
do.
do now.
Good,
Jeremy
good
Kerr.
Lord, I know him.
Thank you. He says,
I know
Val-
him, but good.
Valacon Joefest was an amazing event, and I was very happy to meet those of you that I did, and can't wait to meet more of you next year. So let's not stand on ceremony here, Mr. Wayne.
It's on the other side of your laptop, sir. The people will be able to see it.
This is Jeremy who gave you that?
Yep.
Ah, okay.
Michael,
get
would
to
you
meet-
like to tell
I didn't
the
get to meet
story?
Jeremy, but
Yes.
is
So
awesome.
Jeremy came up to me, and I did not know it was Jeremy at first because we've only known each other through correspondence. And he said, "I have something to give you, but I don't want to tell you who I am until You open this, I think you'll figure it out. And then Tony was standing there, and Tony said, that better not be anthrax, which I think was a very fair statement to make. It was a good disclaimer.
Mhm.
I opened the box up, and there was a custom wooden crate inside. And inside this crate was a piece of what some people would believe is a rock or something like that. And what it actually is a, I don't know how to say this without like just being still flabbergasted. It is an original part off of the stunt tank from Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade.
The big iron,
Yeah.
the big one with the 3 guns that they attack in the desert.
Yep.
Stunt tank.
Yep.
The belly of that steel beast.
Specifically, the one used for the scenes where Harrison Ford's getting his face pushed
Right.
into the tracks, and when
Henry is.
Henry Jones is he catches his foot with the whip and
Yeah.
he does the rumble strip.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
And so he apparently was working for the company that was hired to scrap the stunt tank several years after the completion of the film. And he was able to save some of the parts off
Thank
of
God.
it, and then surprise me with one, which was the most humbling experience I think I've had in my 40s, let alone my adult life. So thank you, Jeremy, so much. I'll make sure it's in a video soon, and I'll also it will be in a video soon because I got to talk about that Lego tank that I built. So this is
Yeah.
perfect. This is perfect.
Dovetails.
Yeah.
And those pictures that came with it.
Yes.
How cool
Oh,
is that?
yeah,
yeah.
Free
Mhm.
teardown.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, so he did verify that it is actually a piece of that and not just
Yeah.
some random piece of metal.
Yep.
Yep.
Which was my first concern.
And I was very busy helping out Bobby at the Valiverse booth most of the weekend, but I was very fortunate to actually be there when this happened, when Jeremy gifted this amazing artifact to Michael. And at the end of it, he said, "Don't you go anywhere, Mr. Analog Toys. I have something for you as well." And he pulled out a small cardboard box for like a Final Faction alien or something.
Mhm.
And I was really trying to hide my disappointment. Like, Michael gets the screen used piece of an indie tank. I was like, but I'm not being rude to Jeremy because I think he gets the joke here. I was like, and he handed it to me and he said, "Oh, this particular Final Faction you can't get in Australia."
Okay.
And then I opened the box and he gave me a piece of the tank treads as well.
Yep.
And,
okay, so he sandbagged you.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
But he very wisely, the reason he didn't do the whole box thing for me is he thought ahead and was like, this guy's got to get it into a suitcase
and
and
travel.
through customs and all that kind of thing. So, Jeremy, I am sincerely appreciative. Thank you ever so much.
You're a gentleman and very intelligent as well
Mhm.
for doing that.
Just Jeff, thank you. He says, next year I will haunt all of you in person.
Well, I
Cool.
hope so. I want to meet Jeff
Yeah.
Jeff McElwee, because he and I got to talk some Lego bricks.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, Lego elements.
Elements.
Okay.
Lego studs.
Yeah, if that's not already a website,
It should be.
it should be.
I feel like that's one of the reasons that that Lego procession got so many hits is LegoStuds.com.
Oh man! Hey guys, we've got a new Lego stud on YouTube.
His name's Michael French.
He's an up and coming Lego stud.
GeForce Racing 20, thank you. He says, cheers to all the amazing folks. I had a pleasure to meet. It was
Cheers,
awesome
Yes,
meeting you as well.
GeForce.
Thank you.
We hung out at the in the suite that one
Yep.
night. Yes.
Yeah.
Good people.
Not Top Goon. Thank you for the super chat. Before I read this out, I'm going to tell a little story. So we when I say we, like me and the Valiverse crew. So Bobby, he had a couple of his friends helping out. Laser Pants, Articulated Ninja. We'd all got down there on the Thursday and had a very, very busy day. Friday, getting everything set up. At around 4:30, like doors opened at 5 o'clock. At around 4:30, I was like, I want to take a moment to just take all this in.
Mhm.
I want to step outside and see the line. And I stepped outside, and I like about the third or fourth person in the line, who I didn't know at the time was not Top Goon, was there. And I walked out, and he was just like, Tony. I was like, dude. And then the whole front of the line just started like, Tony, it's Tony, it's Tony. So I went and grabbed Bobby, was like, Bobby, they're all out there, and they don't hate us. They're cheering for us.
It was packed.
Yeah, I was like,
What do you know?
yeah, you know, when we see all these comments on the internet of all these people who hate us and Valiverse is dying and all of this, like, well, they didn't turn up to the show. All the people.
There was no picket signs. There was no marching.
So Bobby decided to walk out the front as well and walk the line, and he took a bunch of covert condors and just randomly threw them out to people in the line. It was amazing. So,
Why not?
not Top Goon, thank you very much for the super chat. He says, "What's up, everybody? Valacon was kick ass. Overjoyed to have met you all. Buy all the Action Force figures and tried some very delicious Vegemite. Look up Not Top Goon on Instagram. He's got a video of doing the Vegemite challenge, and he did not cope with it very well."
I'm right there with you, buddy. I had some this morning. Michael and I tried it for the first time simultaneously, and I did not care for it.
I finished your toast.
Pete ate my toast.
I ate your
Vegemite on
lunch.
it.
I mean breakfast.
Dirty.
It was very salty and
So
could not
Better
do
than
it.
Marmite.
Yikes.
I
Definitely-
knew better, so I didn't even
Yeah,
touch it.
he warned us, and it didn't matter.
KBA, thank you. He says he hates that he couldn't go. Glad you guys had a lot of fun. We did have a lot of fun, yes.
It was indeed a good show. Welcome back.
Our friend Salvador
Sal.
says some handsome boys on this stream. Well, you have a Lego stud. I mean,
You can find me at LegoStud77 at AOL.com.
You got
AOL.
mail.
Says
You are a male.
he says maybe I'll show up next year or I'll show up in Georgia this August. Mysteries abound.
Oh.
Did you say the part where we're handsome?
Yes, I said because we have a Lego.
Oh,
stud.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I missed that
Handsome.
part.
August. It's Toyland.
How do you pronounce that? What?
Boys.
Ooh, what? Where?
Boys? What? You're all blind.
Boys.
Everyone's-
boys.
No, it's,
Although you are
it's
correct.
not the King's
Read
French.
the
It's
What?
boys. Yeah.
Four-letter word.
Some handsome bois there.
And
It wasn't upside down, so you couldn't read it.
I was in the middle of a turnaround.
And Tony Robles, thank you. It was a pleasure to meet you finally. And
Yes.
put a
yes.
face to it. You know what was
It was,
crazy
Tony.
to me is like I was meeting all these fans who I know more so from the 3POA than Analog Toys, and for some reason I just assumed like all the dudes who watch the 3POA are the same age as us.
Mhm.
You know, 46-year-old pathetic men who collect toys.
Right, easy.
Hey,
And there was all
easy.
these like
50.
24, 25-year-old guys coming in.
45.
50.
We're just joshing.
Yeah, we're just
Yeah,
doing
yeah.
it.
None of your
We're doing a
business.
bit.
That's thrown me right off. Where was I?
Oh,
Did
you-
I read this super chat?
You read the first part of it.
Part of
So,
it,
so read the whole thing
yeah.
again.
So he said, it was amazing to meet you all at Valacon, and I hope to meet you again next year. Michael, Tony, and Scuba, my interactions with you guys will stick with me forever. Oh, that's very kind
I
of
was
you.
so
I had a
thrilled.
blast.
I was so thrilled to meet him finally. When he said I'm Tony Robles, I was like, a face with a name.
Yes.
Like,
I was like, yeah,
yeah.
and we hooked up and
Yeah.
hung out and
Yeah.
hunted several
Yeah.
times. It was
That was awesome.
I do want
It
to
was
just
great.
say one thing. I met a lot of people at Joefest, and I'm really bad with names. So unless you told me who you were, I was talking to you and I was being polite, but I'm bad at that. So
Well, let me give you the
and a lot of people knew me but didn't know.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
oh,
well, when you do videos or something like that, or you're into a lot of videos, everybody you are at a disadvantage with everybody else because they don't have their
right
pictures
So
out there or whatever, or even their real names.
Well,
So,
I had one guy come up to me while I was walking in the lane, and he was like, "Hey, man, what's up?" And he told me his name. I don't even remember it, and I didn't recognize it. I'm like, "Hey, man, like, what's up?" Like, and I didn't know what to say to him, so I was being nice, but it was kind of like. So if that happened, I apologize.
what I've had to do, what I've learned to do is I've had to do the thing where they stick their hand out and say hi, like your videos or whatever, and I always go, "Thank you so much. I'm sorry. What's your first name?"
Yep.
And then they tell me their first name, and I say it back to them, and that way my brain can kind of like jumpstart remember it.
same.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, just in case, hi.
Hi.
I'm Melinda, and Valacon was so awesome I shaved my head.
Hi, Melinda.
10 seconds on.
I really enjoyed that pizza you made earlier.
You're welcome.
My friend And yours, Mr. Keith Knight. Thank you very much.
Good night.
Says, sorry I couldn't be with you. Cat couldn't get the time off, and it coincided with a West Ham European Cup final. I have been drunk partying for 5 days.
Wow.
Did you win?
Good Lord.
Glad you had a great time. Love you guys. And you, Keith. Cheers, mate.
Love you too, pal.
God dang.
Ted Darklaw. I gate crashed his stream the other night. He was on with Jeremy Jernigan.
Did you?
Yeah. When I was in Rhode Island, I got back to my hotel quite late, and they were live, and I made a couple of comments, and Jeremy just sent me the link. It wasn't his stream; it was on their channel, so I just gate crashed.
You know, it was too bad. I was walking up on that sort of like level up the stairs at the convention center, that little landing right there outside.
Yeah, where you can take the vista.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And it was just, well, it's the outside vista in the main hallway.
Yeah.
That entry hallway. And Articulated Chad was sitting there streaming. He was sitting there streaming off his laptop.
Yep.
And he saw us come up and he's like, hey. And I was like thinking to myself, yeah, if he want, I'd happily video bomb his stream that he's doing. What did he do? He goes, hey guys, I'll be right back. And he turned off his camera and muted everything. And I didn't say anything, but I thought, you just wasted opportunities. Like, it was me, and I don't. Matt, were you standing with me when that happened?
I don't think so.
I
I,
can't- it
didn't,
was
I
a
didn't
few-
meet
Yeah, I was up
Chad.
there.
It was a Articulated Chad.
Yeah, if I did meet him, I didn't catch his name. So
Yeah,
I did,
it was a few people that I think somebody in this group was standing
I
there.
was there.
Yeah, you were there.
Okay.
And it was like all of us could have literally. He could have turned his camera back on.
And have been
all of us
filled the screen.
but it was like no, he and I wasn't going to tell him how to run his channel.
No,
So
he's like, I'm taking a pause.
Hey, man, he's the star of his show. He don't need none of y'all.
I didn't say that.
You're messing up this.
I'm not.
He's my
Look,
star.
look.
I don't need no stunt faces to come through here.
Stunt
Tell him how to do. I got your back, dog. I know what you was doing.
Well, I say the
I just want you to know we're all counting on you.
yeah, but we are not counting on that T-shirt.
First of all,
Can I read these
Spyro
super
Zone.
chats?
Read the Spiral Zone, but go ahead and put a 1 in the chat if you think Spiral Zone cheeser is great. Go ahead. Please continue, Tony.
Oh, you just
I am
destroyed
the
the chat there
No.
with zeros.
-1.
Ted Darklaw, thank you very much. He says, cool to see you all together again. Sounds like the weekend was one for the record books. Yes, it was. It definitely was.
epic.
Robert's Infinite Realms, thank you. He says, sorry I couldn't make it. Maybe next year.
Definitely
Maybe.
should.
Probably a no from me next
Well,
year.
yeah.
Well,
2 times in a row.
We'll see about all
Oh,
that.
yeah.
I'll
We'll
just-
see.
I'll
It
just,
ain't over till it's over.
I'll just drag you onto a mobile FaceTime for like 3 hours and just walk around.
We'll put him on
That's-
the robot from
that
the
sounds like
sushi
my worst
restaurant.
nightmare.
Yeah, we're gonna put you on the robot from the sushi restaurant.
So
Just drive your
Happy birthday to you.
inside joke, we went to a sushi restaurant last night, and there were 19 birthdays.
no lie.
20,
Yeah.
27
It felt like
birthdays.
27.
And they had 2 different.
There were actually no birthdays. Just they told people if it's your birthday, you get a free bit of cake.
They
So
had
all of a
these-
sudden, everyone.
yeah, everybody's like,
Well,
"It's my
well, it
birthday."
is my
And
birthday.
it
How
comes
did
to
you
them on a
know?
robot.
Well, they had these food robots, and they were literally like Roombas with cake on them.
R2 food tube.
Yeah, R2 food twos.
It was
And,
it was like if the movie Silent Running was also horribly obnoxious.
Yeah.
And had sushi. Mm.
That's
Happy
not what I'm
birthday.
talking about.
Scott Knudsen, thank you for the very kind super chat.
Newton.
Knudsen.
Newton.
Says, kept from the fest once again by distance work and other grown-up crap,
Mm.
but happy to be here for the recap. When I read, he said other grown-up crap, then I nearly said the recrap.
That's a mouthful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would
Yeah.
do it.
The recrap.
I digested Valacon, and you're here for the recap.
Ooh. You got a little.
There's a lot of
Got a
corn
bubble
in
on the
here.
Corn and Vegemite.
Grown up crap. Recap.
Yes, for those of you who are joining late, if you can hear these amazing, beautiful ladies in the background, we are streaming live in front of a live studio audience.
Mhm.
So,
Applause.
James Salzberg, thank you.
Waiting for someone to play the yodi.
This is a question directed at Scuba Pete.
Oh,
Salzburg
Yeah.
getting right into it.
yes,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
are on
So,
Salzburg.
if you want to read the question and then
Oh, you're asking me to read that?
I know damn well you can't. That's why I said it.
I'm like,
Scuba Pete, are you cave certified?
I am not cave certified, although I have done some cavern diving in Mexico several years ago. I went with a Frenchman that helped map a lot of the cenote system in Mexico. So he led the dive, and then it was my neighbor, then me, and then a dive master, and then we did some cavern diving. And to be honest, it was actually about halfway through cave diving because we covered our torches, and you had no daylight. Although, I mean, we ran everything as if it were a cave dive. We were on third rules. We were on main lines, 2 fingers on the line at all times. And it's some of the most spectacular diving I've ever done in my entire life. To come out of the darkness into this shaft of light where the floor of the Yucatan had broken through, and there's just this like Raiders ray of light coming in.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it.
Wow.
It was awesome.
There's heat coming off of him right
Yeah.
now. He's that excited.
Let's go.
I'm cave certified.
So
I've never did.
an aquatic Tomb Raider.
I'm kidding.
Of sorts. Yeah. Punched a shark and everything.
A world made of cardboard. Thank you for another generous super chat. Says my wife and I have joined the stream. Have a great weekend for us. My wife was humbled by Michael's generosity.
Oh,
with your time, I'm assuming,
because
because you were very generous with your time with everybody.
I don't. Here's the thing. When I was talking with them, first of all, such a lovely couple, and also great to finally meet John, World Meta Cardboard in person.
Yeah.
And his wife and I were talking, and I was figuring out, like, is this like an alien world for you to be at a whether the person that I know from the internet, is the wife or the spouse or whatever. I assume the other person who's tagging along may or may not be familiar with these worlds. And she said, "Oh no, kind of, but she said, I don't see a lot of Doctor Who stuff here." And I said, "You're Doctor Who?" So I started talking shop with her. I'm like, "Who's your favorite Doctor?" So her favorite Doctor is my favorite Doctor. Her favorite companion is my favorite companion.
Everyone's favorite Doctor is Tom Baker.
That's right.
If not, you're not a true fan.
And then she happened to. I said, "Well, you haven't found much here in the way of the action figure line." She goes, "Yeah, they're so hard to find here in the States," and they are because
it is.
Yeah, and I said, "Well, what are you looking for?" And she said, "Well, ideally," she said, "I would like to find the classic Liz Slade and Sarah Jane Smith that came out for Genesis of the Daleks." And I was like, "Well," I said, I'm sorry you didn't find it here." I said, "But you're in luck because I have 3."
Oh,
and so I'm gonna send. I'm sending one to them.
Nice.
Yeah, because you don't run into classic Whovians in the States very often that dovetail right into your. No, I mean.
Did you say Whovians?
Whovians. Yeah.
Is that a thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, Doctor Who fans are called Whovians.
That's our word. They can't use that word.
That's not Jay-Z.
That's not Chase.
Jay, what?
Jeez.
It was a. I just want to
know,
say
look,
it was.
First of all, I know who Jay-Z is. I didn't know that his fans were called Whovians.
Well, I don't know if they are either, but it just
Probably not.
Also, you and I need to talk about what Jay-Z did to Kylie's career that turned it into a little hiccup there for a minute. Fortunately, she perseveres. She got right through it.
Yeah,
Got right through
it's my fault. I'm sorry.
I didn't say it was your fault.
I'll talk to Jay tomorrow.
What the?
I will straighten it out with Jay tomorrow.
Oh my God.
I just want to say it was a pleasure meeting World Meta Cardboard, and that's not just
And
a
your
screen
lovely
name, guys. He makes some amazing stuff out of cardboard.
Those robots.
He had these like robots.
He had robot. They were like GoBot action figures. They were better than GoBots made out of
Imagine
cardboard.
GoBots and origami perfectly seamlessly mixed. It was gorgeous.
I mean, and they were tiny but intricate.
Yeah.
Yep. And they all functioned and did all the stuff. And
just a masterful skill that he has for sure.
Okay, a quick warning to anyone who's got kids watching this show. I'm about to. What the fuck is going on over there? So these
The,
peanut
our
gallery.
studio audience is
the studio
losing it.
audience is losing it.
I told you we shouldn't have thrown in free drinks for them.
At least it's not free cake because I don't want to hear happy birthday again.
There's not even any alcohol in their drink.
No, we've got all the alcohol right here.
Ramen Toys, thank you very much for the super chat.
What? Ramen toys.
Yes,
Come in.
how are you, Ace? Says, preparing to come to PowerCon, looking forward to experiencing
awesome.
the magic of being at a convention with the people who make up this community.
Excellent.
You will not be disappointed.
Yes.
It'll be amazing.
See you there, Ace.
I also have a message here. Our amazing moderator Tim Ward forwarded because he thought this would be. So this is from Gavin's Travels. That is the real son of Laser Pants, not
Oh,
that
Oh,
movie
okay.
611. He says, "Hi Tony, Michael, Scuba, and other guys. Hope you guys had fun. I'm going to say what I want here because my dad is on a flight and he can't stop me.
Oh,
So you go right ahead there, Gavin."
I'm gonna get us some T-shirts. As
I know.
other guys.
the guy and other guy.
Now let's see that with the other guy.
Wages of Cine, I think that is.
Cinema. Yeah, like cinema.
Cinema?
Cinema.
Yeah.
Cinema.
Thank you very much for the super chat. I really do not want to read this super chat out because I do not agree with it. But since you paid a super chat, I will. He says the Spiral Zone shirt is awesome.
Oh, you know what?
Is this like when you paid
got
that
good
bartender
taste.
at lunch?
Don't worry about what we're doing over here. I appreciate you.
You
man.
paid him $1.99, didn't you?
I appreciate you.
What'd you call me?
The cobbler.
The camera's going to go flying in.
Yep, it's all gone.
Keith Knight, thank you for another super chat. This is not the Joefest Valacon recap. This is
Yeah, we haven't got to the
RetroBlasting
super
super chat show.
Oh my goodness.
Thank you all so much for
Too kind.
it's very,
Yeah.
very kind. We really do appreciate the generosity of this community. So Keith Knight says, yes, we did win, and don't sound surprised. He's talking about the West Ham.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Link Up
Ah,
game.
nice.
He's like, and then in brackets, yeah, okay, I was surprised too. J Famous 13 says it's Pride Month. Celebrate Mattel's Big Jim and Big Josh. Nothing
Oh,
wrong with Big
absolutely.
Jim and Big Josh.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
Thank you very much, J Famous 13. Matt Movies 611. Laserpants' other son.
The adopted one.
He's got a legitimate and an illegitimate son.
Oh. Different, maybe.
Says it actually was my birthday yesterday, but a robot didn't give me a cake.
Oh, well, belated happy birthday.
Well,
Happy birthday.
you can always watch Rocky 3.
Happy
Yeah,
birthday to you.
Matt,
Happy
if you had come back for a second Iconicon and you would have been here at the studio for dinner that last night, you would have been able to. Now the rest of us would have had enough, and we would have gotten up and left. But
You would have had your free cack.
You'd have to walk back, but it'd been cool.
Anyway, happy 17th birthday, Matt.
Wow.
Oh, love you, Matt.
Love you, buddy.
Oh, V. Conley.
V. Conley
Oh,
was one of him and his girlfriend were
Mhm.
two of the nicest people that I met
Yep.
at Joefest.
yep.
Just before I read the super chat, I'm going to tell this quick story. V. Conley had already been round to the Valiverse booth a number of times, and he filled up numbers of bags of swag. And he was in the line wasn't super big at this point, but he was like in another line, kind of coming through the booth. And just in front of him was a father and his, I want to say, like 11 or 12-year-old son, who had never seen the line before, but his son loved it and he wanted a few figures. And he really liked the Covert Ops Condor. And I was having to explain to the father that, no, you need action points. It's like a mail away from the 80s. And he didn't quite understand what I mean. So I showed him the points on the back and you have to get 20 points, so kind of explained the situation. He's like, oh, we've never seen this line before today. So I don't have points to get it. And V. Connolly, who's in the line behind him, and he's like, is it your kid that wants that? He's like, yeah, he really likes that figure. He's like, hold it here. And I don't know if he had a bum bag or something, but he just opened up this thing just full of action points,
Nice.
counted out 20 points, and gave them to this young kid. And I was that made my heart melt. That
Yeah.
was amazing.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
V. Connolly, that was a memory that will stay with me forever.
Yes.
So
Yeah,
thank you.
the man deserves every ounce of his GQ grade looks. I mean, he's
Oh,
so
he is.
handsome
Very
Yeah.
handsome guy.
and like I mean, he and I talked for probably 40 minutes. Him, his girlfriend, and I talked for probably 40 minutes about cinematic genres and how they get broken, and we talked about pulp adventure as a genre and what's going on with the writing in Hollywood and all this kind of stuff. The guy is so intelligent, like whip smart, and such a pleasure to talk to. Just,
Yeah.
It was a highlight of my weekend.
His significant other, she was very, very vocal and
Yes.
excited during
Yeah.
the Valiverse panel.
Yep.
Mhm.
Because she was sitting right in front of me. They both were, and she was like,
Yeah, it was great to hear him.
like,
Yeah.
she was
But
just
she-
really,
Yeah, they were
really
both.
excited.
Yeah, when we were talking about the cinema stuff, she and him and I, it was just this awesome
good-
like
cool
trading of
dynamic.
ideas, and yeah.
Absolutely.
She just added me on Facebook, and her profile picture is a picture of me and her. Like,
Aww.
taking the show. I was like, right on. V. Connolly, thank you for the super chat. He says it was an honor to meet everyone. Can't wait until next time. I can't wait to meet you again as well, and your lovely girlfriend. So, Ted Darklaw from Hella Dope Toy. Hey, for anyone who is trying to get the Action Force SDS series, the recent SDS with the reissues of Condor, Bone Collector, Kerak, all of that stuff, which sold out very quickly, I believe Hella Dope Toys has some stock available. So I'm sure after
Nice.
this stream, they'll be sold out.
Nice.
But
Cool.
head over to Hello Dope Toys if you are looking for that. Ted Darklaw says, now I know why Michael just walked off.
Michael's going to check that, I'm sure.
He said, Michael, we sent you a Boglin a month or so ago, but I'm worried it never landed due to an error on the PO box info. Can you confirm? Ted, we did a live stream 2 weeks ago, the weekend when I first arrived, and it's on the live stream. Michael unboxed it. It was it was Memorial Day weekend on the Sunday afternoon. I was here in the studio to see how happy Michael was when he received it. So yes, it did not get lost, sir.
See, there they are.
Buggalins.
Thank you very much, Ted Darklaw.
Hey, put it right in front of Tony's face so we can make it look better.
Make it look better.
And
He's kind of giving you side eye.
hey, look, no, see, with the Boglin here, this side of the table is still more attractive than that shirt.
As I lean to the
real
right.
quick, while I'm doing shout outs, if you would permit me on your channel, my very good friend Bob Breakin, the former chief toy designer of Palatoy, is currently running a Kickstarter. He's authored a book called My Palatoy Story about the whole history of the Palatoy company. I can't wait to read this book. That Kickstarter ends this weekend. It's either Saturday or Sunday.
It's coming up quick.
They're about 60-70% funded, but they could really use your help. If you're interested in the history of Palatoy, you're not going to get a better source than Bob Breakin. And the guy, he knows how to write. There's a lot of behind the scenes photographs and images that are going to be included in the book. So Tim Ward, I spoke to him before the show. I'm hoping he's dropping the link to that Kickstarter in the chat. So Bob Breakin and Brian Hickey, who's the graphic designer, I wish you guys all the best, and I really hope that gets funded.
Yes.
Impossible Pie, thank you for the super chat. What is everyone's highlight of Joefest Valacon? Clemon, we'll start with you.
Pass. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Without saying just the Valiverse booth, I mean, it honestly, it's always meeting people. It's always walking up and seeing people, seeing the costumes, seeing all the different artists, the people. If it wasn't for the artists, we wouldn't have anything. They started it all. Just meeting all of the people. It is just amazing. And I really think I don't know what the attendance numbers were, but I think this one was the bigger one that we've had before. And it was just great seeing everybody.
Even you, buddy.
Yeah, I know. Right back at you.
But your costume was great.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he came as a retired Air Force officer, looked the part the whole weekend. with his bag of toys.
Shots fired.
It's getting ugly.
Scuba Pete.
That's why war stories work.
I'm
so
glad we're
well.
sitting in the
I
back.
know.
Yeah, of course, I'm gonna totally agree with you, Master Son. Yeah, hanging out with everybody, be it in the show, in the bar, in passing in the morning while everybody's grabbing coffee and gearing up. I mean, that was awesome. Personally, it was getting my G.I. Joe #1 signed by Larry Hama. He's gracious enough to do that for absolutely free if you personalize it. And I'm like, hell yeah.
Yep.
That was cool.
What about you, Matt?
My answer is two-part. My favorite personal experience at the show was Saturday night. All of us hanging out in the hotel bar, having drinks, talking, and then after that we went and had dinner. Bobby's dinner was going on with you guys, and then but it was myself.
Then we
April, my
reconvened later.
Yeah, we met up
Pete's
later.
room.
But CD was there.
Pete's
Scuba
harem.
was there. Jeremy Jernigan was there. Embargo. Shabby Geek.
Yep, Shabby, G-Force.
G-Force. We just Drew G.
Jeff.
Drew G from the chat was there. Jeff.
And Anna.
And Jeff Barker
Yep.
and from
Chasing 80s Toys.
Yep, give
Jeff
a little
Parker,
plug.
all the way from Idaho, and his lovely wife.
and his
Anna.
lovely wife Anna. And we were all just hanging out and just walking around downtown in Augusta. It was just a good time. I mean, a lot of people don't get to do that often. You know, the older we get, we don't go out that often. Some of us don't, but it was just great. It kind of made us feel young and
we went
like
streaking
in our
on
early
hole number
20s.
3.
Yeah, we were showing people
Yeah.
our boobs. It was great.
Not me, Mom.
Third hole at a go.
Your mum is not watching this.
Yeah,
You don't
everyone
know
did
that.
except him.
You don't know that.
Michael.
But my second part.
I'm sorry, Matt.
My
I didn't
second
mean to
part
cut you off.
was just kind of like what Pete said, just meeting everybody. I think that's what he said. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean,
Meeting
that was-
everybody in the
I mean,
show.
I kind of said it first, but that's cool.
Well, yeah. I mean,
I said it better.
and just kind of the camaraderie and everybody just kind of interacting and just having a good time and there not being any drama and no bad blood or anything like that. It was just
No,
there was no
just a great
negative
hangout.
vibes on that floor, and it was nice. Yeah.
Well, one of the biggest highlights for me, I mean, there's so many of these great moments that happened this year. One, some we've already covered, like having Jeremy just hand me a piece of the tank from Last Crusade. So that, we've already talked about something like that, or meeting wonderful people like, V. Conley and his girlfriend, and having those great conversations, because I met so many people while I was there, that I'm going to have to name at some point in my formal post Joefest thing, right? But there were also two other things that really set the bar high. One was finally getting to meet in person Articulated Ninja and his family, who they are the best people. I got to talk with them at the Valiverse dinner, and I got to spend some one-on-one time talking with Articulated Ninja, at a table outside the convention center after Saturday closed at 5 o'clock.
Yep.
Just a kindred spirit in every way, with such a caring family around him that not only love and understand him, but they love and understand what we all do. And I got to talk about that with them, where they were expressing that. And also, one of his family members is a massive Kylie Minogue fan, so that only endeared them to me more.
Flint.
But the other big thing I want to mention is that it was also really galvanizing to see how positively popular and, I guess, successful is the only way I know how to describe it. But I don't just mean monetarily. I mean successful in the sense of the fans love it. There's momentum behind it. The collectors love it. And that's seeing Valiverse succeed. And also the joy that was on people's faces during his panel when he was talking about the upcoming
It was
product.
standing room only.
Standing room only. Yeah. And the way that he's able to turn these things that people have been touting for years is, oh no, this is the way it is. And it's like, no, all of us have been screaming, no, it's not the way it has to be. And then Valiverse comes along and says, yeah, these guys are right. It's not the way this has to be. Watch me not do it that way.
Yeah, totally
and
shifting
win.
the paradigm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
a vehicle this big
Mhm.
for 6-inch figures doesn't have to be $400.
Right.
Yeah.
That was
Right.
Yeah.
mind
Newsflash.
blowing.
Yeah. So it was a wonderful experience over those 3 days. And just everything I just said, I'm repeating myself.
No, you're good.
Yeah.
Well, Impossible Pie, I do feel as though you've already got your money's worth from this super chat.
Yeah, best $2 ever.
For me, it's very, very hard for me to just give you a single highlight, or even 2, or even 3, or even 5, or 10. There were so many amazing things that happened this weekend. I'm going to echo everyone's sentiments around just of meeting everyone. But when it opened on the first night, like last year when I was there, we knew it was busy and the Valiverse booth had this big line, but I didn't like stop to take it in. This time I did. I stood up on a chair and I looked back and the line went the full length of the convention center. And I was just like, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So that was one for me. The Valiverse dinner on the Saturday night was just amazing. So many amazing people around that table. Meeting Articulated Ninja for the first time, much like yourself. What an awesome guy. His family, great people. I loved meeting them.
Mm-hmm.
That was incredible. At the Valiverse dinner, I did myself and Bobby had a special gift for Michael and Laser Pants. I'm not going to say what it is. They might want to reveal it for themselves in some other piece of content. But Ryan actually he was welling up. And I'm not saying that. I'm not trying to make fun of the guy. It was just a genuine, sincere moment, and seeing him kind of well up over it got me a little bit emotional. And it's just Ryan, I love you. That's all I can say. So, a couple. You want to?
No, go ahead.
Drew G, you broke my heart, man. Well, not break my heart. Drew G.
I grew 3 sizes that day, and it
Drew
was probably heart disease.
That came out wrong, didn't it? You didn't break my heart. You filled my heart. I had mentioned before even leaving Australia that one of the things I was looking for was a really nice, complete Dagobah playset. And I had the opportunity to obviously walk around the show on the Friday before it was open to the general public. And I found 3 of them, and all of them were missing R2-D2's butt plug.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't want to, but I needed a complete one for a video I have planned. And Drew G brought one with him to the show in a beautiful box, in beautiful condition.
Immaculate.
And I was overwhelmed at the generosity. So Drew G, my man, love you. Thank you.
Drew G is the man.
I'm sure there's
Applause.
And finally, a highlight was the Valiverse panel.
Yeah.
I was filming that so it could go up later on the Valiverse YouTube channel, and I was filming it, and Bobby got like 10 minutes into it, and I stopped and I was like looking behind me at all the people, and there was so much cheering going on, and I was like, not only it's not the reveals and the price drops and all of that, I was just like, this is a dedicated, determined, talented businessman killing it in this game. And I felt like I was watching a professional athlete, like at a world title. The way he delivered that panel, he was on the top of his game.
Mm-hmm.
It was incredible. I have rewatched that panel 4 or 5 times. I was absolutely amazed. So, Bobby, well done, man. Well done.
Oh, I just remembered one thing that I need to say about that to cap all this off. There was one more moment that, there was just one more moment that really made it for me. And that was as I was talking to Articulated Ninja on Saturday, one-on-one after the showroom had closed. I found out that my friend Scott Hughes he texted me and said, "Hey, I'm in the lobby," and I was like, "Cool," because Scott Hughes and I have been working on a very special project for the last 4 months together. And what I should say is that I'm the one that said, "I think this project would be cool," and then Scott Hughes is the one that's smart enough and skilled enough and talented enough to have pulled it off. And so Scott Hughes had pulled this off that will become a video in the very near future. But one of the things that we both wanted to do was we wanted to show this to Bobby and Articulated Ninja. So I didn't want to steal that moment away from Scott. So I said, "Hey, Ninja," I said, "do you know what room Bobby's in?" And he's like, "Yeah." And I said, "Text him real quick, see if he's there, because we need to go up to his room." So we went up to his, like, Scott came up and Articulated Ninja, and the three of us went up there, and we got to surprise Bobby with this project we'd finished. And
Cool.
The cool thing about it is that I don't know Bobby as well as you do on an hour-to-hour basis as far as in person, but I'm pretty certain that for a good 15 to 20 minutes at that point, he was able to take his mind completely off the convention and he was just enjoying the moment of, Scott's craftsmanship and all this kind of stuff. And he was in his element. And that was really satisfying to see, because Scott got all this validation for this amazing work that he'd done from somebody whose opinion we all value.
Yeah.
Scott's an artist.
He is.
Yeah, Scott's a great guy.
Yeah,
Sure.
Absolutely.
We'll do anything for you.
Yep.
I am going to skip ahead to a specific super chat. Don't worry, I am going to go back and read the others, but I just want to bring this one up because it's actually Mrs. Analog Toys has sent a super chat.
Wow.
It's F-bomb.
Babe, I love you. I miss you. I am very much going to miss my friends here in the United States, but I can't wait to come home. And Gracie sent a very generous super chat.
I know.
Wow.
Wow.
That's probably come out of my bank account. I don't know, but,
As it should.
says, you can come home now, Tony. All of your cats miss you.
Oh.
I only have one cat. The other two are hers. I'll see you on Friday, Gracie. Love you, babe. James Salzberg, thank you. He says, if you plan to go the range next year, what calibers do you need for next year? I hit the estates. James Salzberg gave us the M1 Grand ammo, didn't he, for last year?
Yep.
Thank you for that, James.
The 455 is a dicey prospect because Scott Hughes and I determined that Webley not only isn't safe to fire anymore because it's over 100 years old, but that it was one of those victims of being rechambered, and it was rechambered for 45 long Colt. So it's best not to worry about that. But thank you for asking.
Yeah, we weren't able to go to the range today. We got caught up doing some other stuff.
Because everybody slept in.
It felt good to sleep
It's
in.
because everybody was up late last night.
I was in the kitchen making coffee at 7:15. I was like trying to be real quiet. I was like, people coming in at like 8:30. I went outside and I had a FaceTime with Grace for like half an hour. And when you're outside of this house and out in the backyard, you can't see through the windows, which is obviously a smart move.
Right.
With peeping toms and stuff. I was on the phone to her for like 45 minutes. And then when I walked back in, I wasn't trying to be quiet anymore because I was like, everyone will be up. And I came back in, it was like gone 9, and there was still no one there.
That's what we do in the States. We sleep in.
Damn friends of mine. Like,
Crack
sun,
a 10.
Lazy turds.
But you got to remember, I was
sun's out, guns out.
but I was up until 2:30, so I have an excuse.
Building a Lego Lara Croft. Did you have Toblerone tits?
Yes, and the best part is that was a gift from our good friend Keith Holmesley. He
was?
Yeah, he walked up at
Who I got to meet Keith.
Yeah,
at
I
Joefest,
finally got to meet Keith in person.
Yep, Keith bestowed that upon me. It was
cool.
Really cool, yeah.
But if we were to go to the range today, it would have been 9mm, 38 Special, and 22 Magnum.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go.
Wolfie762, thank you for the super chat. He says, so glad you guys had a blast. Pretty upset we could not make it due to moving into our new house. Planning on next year.
Cool.
Awesome.
I met you last year though, so
Yeah.
that was a pleasure as well.
Real life happens.
Yep.
It
gets in
does.
the way.
It does.
But we'll see you next time.
Get that air moving.
I know, little swampy.
Yeah.
Bjorn Jorgensen.
Hey,
Bjorn, we got to meet Bjorn at the show. That was,
Yeah, well, I met Bjorn at the show, and I didn't know I'd met Bjorn at the show until we got home.
he had it on his
Yeah.
hat.
And someone was showing pictures, and they're like, "Oh, that's Bjorn," and I was like, "Yeah, I met him. I had a photo, but he didn't tell me who he was."
Yeah.
So I was none the wiser at the time.
Just a PSA for everybody. If you are ever at the show or at any event that we're at, make sure you tell us who you are.
Yeah.
Because and spell it
It
out.
helps.
Don't just tell us your first name. Tell us your screen name. Tell us everything, because we don't necessarily know.
Yeah.
And I didn't know. I was talking to him for 10 minutes and was like, "Oh, you're Bjorn Jorgensen. Oh, okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, I
I feel
thought
like I've known you for years.
Yeah,
I thought Bjorn lived in Europe
That's
on a dairy farm.
So did I. I did too.
like, this
Uh,
can't be that Bjorn."
But Bjorn, thank you for the super chat. And he says, "Shmee's bollocks." Is he talking about Anakin's mum's junk?
Schmebelek me.
That's his Dillinghammism.
Yeah, but I don't know how to pronounce that. So it's just,
Shambhala.
it's just. Are you an angel?
I hear the deep space pilots talk about them.
Got up, Annie.
Schmebelek.
Timothy Ward, sir, you do not
Wait.
need to send super chats to this channel or my channel.
Your money's no good here, sir.
Yeah,
But
but
thank you.
Timothy Ward, you
he-
bow to no one.
yes, but he has done it for a very, very good cause, and that is Bob Breakin's Kickstarter for his book, My Palatoy Story, and he shared the link on the super chat. So
Hell yeah.
Very cool.
thank you very much, and on behalf of Bob Breakin, I want to say thank you as well to
Yeah, back the book.
Tim
If
Ward.
you love
Much
what we
appreciated.
do, if you love what we're doing here, if you love any of us and what we talk about, go support Bob Breakin.
Yes,
He is awesome.
Pledge now.
Yep, because we
That's
only got
what-
about a week.
That's what keeps things like the joy of painting with Bob Ross in your homes every week.
Less than a week.
Less than a week.
Make it happen.
Less
And
than
I
a
love
week.
Bob Ross.
Happy little trees.
Headcanon,
And now the
thank
solid
you.
gold dancers.
Headcanon says, looking forward to the Vanguard, also waiting on War Stories to review the Beast. You know, we
Ooh.
were, before Clemens had joined the show, much to my dismay, we were actually going to talk about the Beast.
Yep.
And
Now I
then
know why I'm sitting in the middle.
a certain Eastern European country invaded another Eastern European country.
Right.
And we went, we should probably not do this week.
Right.
Yeah.
We held off. So, but I'm glad that we held off because now we can do the video with Master Son 42.
Exactly.
Don't fake it.
Don't fake it.
I can't wait for that one because I enjoy that movie. That is a very
I enjoy it. It's my
Interesting
suggestion.
film.
You haven't seen it, have
I
you?
haven't seen it yet.
it
Jason
is-
Patrick.
Yep.
He's way better than that than
Easy.
he is in Lost
Wow.
Boys.
Or Speed 2.
Oh,
Ev-
no.
Directed by
a career low for everyone.
directed by Kevin Reynolds, that directed Robin Hood, Prince and Thief.
Oh,
Prince
well,
of
I'm in.
Thieves.
I'm in.
Okay.
Yep.
And Carly does the soundtrack.
Does she really?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Damn.
She's in it. She's one of
Well,
the
you
tank,
really need
she's
to-
one of the
About a
tank
Russian
drivers.
tank in Afghanistan.
I know, but guess what? When you told me that, I was just like, you know what? I'm going to take this at face value for a brief moment. I'm going to enjoy that reality.
Kylie
We
Minogue
just-
plays an Afghanistani
She breaks into the
freedom
Damn.
fighter.
She ends the war with dance and positivity.
Plucky attitude.
Can't get you out of my head, just like that AK-47 round.
Wow. Yeah, like you see this guy, he's like, the odds of getting out of here alive are really low. I should be so lucky.
Are you okay?
Oh, I'm great. Help me.
He's giving the signal.
I told you after a while you would become embarrassed about wearing that shirt on a live stream. Headcanon, thank you for the super chat. He says, looking forward to the Vanguard.
I've already read
Also-
this. Oh, you read the first part, but not the second part. Sorry.
Thanks.
It's okay. I'm here to head.
And no one ever picks Peter Cushing as their favorite Doctor Who.
That's true.
Just like they never pick him as their favorite Star Wars villain.
Yep.
I like
I mean, of course, it's always Kylo
Well, he
Ren.
was there for a great time, but not a long time.
What?
Yeah.
He was.
What are
he
you
was,
talking about? I like Reva.
He was very brief in both of those roles. I like Reva's lightsaber. I'm going to pledge to try to hopefully get it soon.
Wow.
Too late. Good luck with that.
Oops, maybe I won't.
J Famous 13. thank you for another super chat. It says, does anyone have any thoughts on the startup company Skeletron's revival of the Red Shadows IP and the new Robo Skull? How about Super Joe Unlimited? That's 2 questions. So Super Joe Unlimited, I'm not
I'm not
overly.
familiar.
Not familiar.
I believe it is a there's a Kickstarter for a comic book about Super Joe,
Oh,
which is when those kind of obscure years in between the 12-inch Joe and then Real American Hero, where
Mhm.
for like a biscuit minute he went.
Yeah, that
I love how I say biscuit minute. I didn't even know that phrase before I started watching RetroBlasting. That is you seeping into my consciousness.
That's what I do.
That's
Biscuit minute.
osmosis.
Yeah. Let's take the Wayback Machine to 5 minutes ago before I embarrass myself.
That would be birth.
Bro, that was a humdinger.
finally.
Salud.
So
Engage, Maverick.
I don't know enough about Super Joe Unlimited to really comment, and it seemed like no one else really knew anything about it. Any thoughts on the startup company Skeletron's revival of Red Shadows IP and the new Robo Skull? I think it's a really cool looking toy. I don't feel like I need it in my collection because I have a vintage Robo Skull like Michael does here. My real thing with that is I'm kind of not sure where that line can really expand, because they have the trademark for the Robo Skull, but it was an Action Force thing, and obviously now that's being done by Valiverse. So I just see it as being a one-off toy with the Kickstarter unlocks of the additional figures. I don't see it becoming a range because I just don't know how it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Are you going to start buying the trademark for Baron Ironblood and Black Major and all those things, but not have them under the Action Force?
I backed it, so I'm.
It's a great looking toy.
Yeah.
It really is a good looking toy.
Because I didn't get over there last year.
Yeah.
To see it in person and be able to, because I mean that table was packed last year. I had a good chat with them, and to see it up close, it's monstrous. And I've been blessed to have since hanging out in England. I've got the Palatoy version, but I'm excited.
You got a Robo Skull?
I do.
Where did you get it?
Gary Atkinson.
We were
Pete,
talking to him today.
Pete knows people. He can make things happen.
Pete knows Gary Atkinson
Gary.
because I put them in touch.
Long ago.
Yeah. No, I was actually chatting to Gary about well, that's another highlight of Valacon for me is I've got some Action Force finds, which I am actually not going to discuss on this stream because I want to do a dedicated video about that when I get back. But I was chatting with him.
You didn't have
him
some
about it.
Action Force finds. You had the Action Force finds.
One of the best toy finds of my entire toy collection. It's not a career, is it?
No,
It's a sickness.
It's not a career.
That would denote that you make a lot of money from it.
It's not a Tony. It's not a career highlight, but it is of a magnitude where, as far as toy finds go for you, it's all downhill from here.
That's right.
I'll say this just as a teaser. As someone who has made a sort of pseudo career out of selling toys for the past 8 years, it rivals some of the best pulls I've ever made anywhere, whether it's in the wild or at a show or anything. So it's pretty special. So salivate over that.
Yep. It will end up being a can't miss video from you for sure.
Is there something the back of the class would like to share?
It just kisses.
Jay Famous, thank you for that super chat. Keith Holmesley, pleasure to meet you this weekend. Thank you very much for a very kind super chat. Says, great to meet you, Tony. Scuba is the true Aquaman.
That's true.
Thanks, pal.
It's not Jason Momoa.
I've seen his trident. It's breathtaking.
Is that an insult? No. Aquaman?
What?
No one likes Aquaman.
What?
Did he just insult you, or
No.
are you happy?
I'm happy.
All right, just making sure.
He's gonna psychically
I
summon
summoned
a
fish to the
seahorse
dish.
if you don't watch it there, Val.
Anyway, Keith says, it's always enjoyable to speak with Michael. I feel like I've known you guys for decades. Now to open these minty Voltron. Don't do it.
Mm-mm.
He's going to open these minty Voltron lions with peanut butter on his hands. LOL.
You know,
LOL.
here's what's going to happen, Keith.
Should do it.
What you're going to do with that is going to, as far as the cosmos is concerned, not only is it just a really bad move, but it's going to undo the cosmic karma of what Tony was able to achieve.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
in a market percentage. So
They're your things.
Yeah.
You own them. You can do with them as you wish.
Right.
But
But you
there's
don't-
better ways to achieve what you want to achieve.
but on top of that, he's already achieved the other thing. He's already got it. That's the
Oh.
thing. He's already got it loose.
He just likes to
Come,
open.
he just likes to open things.
And I
Look,
heard
man.
I heard the story in the car earlier today, so I
There you
get
go.
it, Keith. I
Look.
totally get it. I understand exactly what you mean.
Go buy yourself a huge bag of the bite-sized Hershey's and open them. Just open them. Like, if you like opening
All
stuff,
the individual minis
Yeah,
that you like
yeah.
unwrap for
just
days.
unwrap for days. Throw the chocolates in the trash if you want, and just keep,
You guys just freestyle for a moment. Don't worry about the chat. I will just leave that there for a minute. I will catch up.
Oh,
Oh, yes.
What is everyone having?
Overhaul.
You
Just
move your
overhaul.
feet, you lose your seat, bud.
Mixer, ice. What?
Whiskey and some kind of soda, if you would please.
Fatty
Did you
soda?
already have one overhaul?
What do you guys
Did you
want?
like
What
it?
are you guys drinking?
You don't have to tell me that.
Not
Just say
them
my
behind you,
feelings.
but the actual people
No.
watching.
I really enjoy
Oh, okay, yeah. I figured two presidents and Doc Holliday couldn't be wrong.
No, it's
Yeah.
Cody's
spicy
drinking
on the front. and
Stella
nice
Artois.
finish.
I just want to make sure it's been an hour and we've only read super chats. Which
All right,
is
I'm going to
a
read the
really
next
good
super
thing,
chat.
but we haven't gotten them much. Well, actually,
Well,
we're kind of
we
getting
read
to
that
stuff
one. So
because
it's next
we're
one.
answering some of the
Jeremy
questions.
Kerr.
They're asking the questions.
Okay.
All right,
We're
the
not
next
too
super
bad.
chat is from Jeremy Kerr. Thank you again for that.
Yes, thank you.
Awesome. Very sad I didn't get to meet you, by the way, but I am so glad that you liked your gifts. You both deserve it. Michael, for everything you do for the community and more. And Tony, you as well for your service to God and country. Absolutely.
And
Top
Jeremy,
man.
thank you again for. I mean, I don't have the words beyond. This is such a kismet moment because not only is it the first time I've ever been in possession of something that was actually from arguably my favorite series of movies of all time, but it also is going right into a video I'm doing about this very thing right now. So get prepared to see this in another video real soon.
Very soon.
Yeah.
Very soon.
I couldn't keep my eyes off of it last
I know.
night. It was like unveiling the arc.
Yeah,
Like,
especially
I
because
looked,
he put it
I
in that
looked.
box.
Right, yes.
Yeah.
Well, it's a little piece of that Indiana Jones, like it belongs in a museum.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
And we were looking at it last night, and it was just like we were holding like something just precious from our
Mhm.
childhoods. And
Yeah. And knowing how many takes they had to do for both Connery and Indy or Harrison Ford, it means Harrison Ford's cheek and Sean Connery's derriere
Have
probably were
on
on
that
that piece of tread.
yeah.
Yeah.
He's got their DNA.
DNA.
He's gonna make new ones.
We're gonna have a little Connery running around here.
That's your tank.
He can look at your cat and be like, Loxley, you're a good kitty.
All right. The next super chat here is from Quipper Fox, and he says, "Had to work again this year, so I'll try again next year to go. Would have liked to have gotten Warpath Eclipse and meet some fellow toy collectors.
That's her right there.
It's a really great figure.
She's a terrifyingly gorgeous figure.
Yep.
If you don't
I'm-
have one, you should procure one.
Yes, you
soon.
can. You'll probably be able to find
Yeah.
Yeah.
some.
I think you'll be able to find some on the Valiverse site after the show. After they get back.
Oh, I scroll up.
You go like this, and then you go.
I get it. There. Perfect.
Randall, thank you so much for the kind super chat. He says, "Thank you for the hard work you guys and your family. Thank you for the hard work you guys and your family do. and give up so we can come together as a community. Thoughts on some of the non-Valiverse toy lines who are at Valacon? Yeah, as a matter of fact, I have this sample here from Level 7 Toys. Oops. And the man with no name is now the man with no balance. This is did it break, or is that what it's supposed to do?
That looks like a broken leg.
Ooh, I'll have to contact them about that.
That is a broken leg joint.
Okay, well, I'll get in touch with Level 7 about this, but Level 7, I went by their booth and picked up a figurine. And then these amazing customs I got from LaCroix Toys.
Zoom in your screens.
Yeah. I'll actually zoom in the camera on these real quick. Hold on. I can do that. We used to do that back in the day.
Back in the day.
Yeah, we don't have a cameraman on duty right now.
Give me Laura. Give me Laura.
Give me the Laura.
Well, I can't zoom in on them if they're all in different places.
Hey, Michael.
That's a huge noggin.
Heed pants.
All right.
No.
He's not the camera. Is not
Don't push it. I'll give you a war you never believe. It's a firepower Rambo in O-ring style.
Yeah.
But without all of the accoutrements. The FAMAS rifle and the flamethrower, I guess it is.
It's they're amazing customs from Matthew LaCroix, who we interviewed on this channel a few years ago. He
always does good work.
Yeah, and he's also working on his own toy line, I believe. Yep.
So cool.
No Toblerones there.
Lady Lara, Lady Croft.
I like the
Lovely
Marauders-
Lady Lara.
Marauders New York tour guide
Mm-hmm.
and Chinatown truck driver.
Yep.
And this is Clint Eastwood?
Yes,
Clint
that's
Eastwood.
Clint Eastwood from the Man with No Name westerns.
Beverages.
Who's drinking what? Is this yours?
Thanks, Craft Services.
Yeah, I brought you.
Wait, which one's yours? Because yours is going to be way stronger than mine.
They're exactly the same.
Oh boy.
We're doing this together, buddy. We're going down.
Stream is going downhill now.
Welcome back to the RetroBlasting live stream.
It never
I hope it went well while I was away.
Yeah.
It did. And
better.
you did miss a super chat from someone that said, "Thank you for your service to God and country, my friend."
Happy to serve. Jeremy Kerr
Again.
again.
Oh, you've already read that one.
You've already read that one.
I didn't.
No,
I wasn't
No,
here.
you got to go down to the
Yeah,
Dillinghamism now.
we're down to Dillingham.
Oh, you're not unstarring these. Okay.
Just to finish answering Randall's question about non-Vala toy lines that were at the con, I did catch a glance at the Marauders booth. It seems like they had some really good combos going on, exclusive combos this year. I wasn't able to get around to view those because this con was so busy as far as talking to people and people approaching me that Articulated Ninja and Laser Pants, Bobby, and Articulated Ninja's family were all taking bets on how many steps I would get every 20 minutes. And I can tell you, not far.
Yeah. He was like, "Oh, he moved 3 feet."
Yeah, yeah.
Good for you.
But everything looked really choice. There was this Mechanics, the guy who did my Tiger Force Sky Striker. He was back and this year, and he had an amazing custom Night Force range of GI Joe vehicles. So it was a good show for sure.
And if you like anthropomorphic figures, Animal Warriors of the Kingdom is a great
those are
looking
cool.
line, a beautiful looking line.
I can't say that word.
Anthropomorphic.
Yeah, Jeremy Jernigan, I had him on Power Talk, and he was talking about Animals of the Kingdom, and he used that word, and it's just one of them I can't get out. Like when I was a little kid, I was like 6 before I could say ambulance. It was always like ambulance.
Ambivalence.
Yeah, and I couldn't say elephant either. It was always effluent.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden, 6, my brain went reset, and it works.
One more of these, and I won't be able to say any of that.
It'll be Bambulance.
Brian Dillingham, thank you for the Dillinghamism.
Thank you, sir.
Cheers,
Thank you.
sir.
Cheers, Brian.
Cheers. Retro Toy Quest says, "This is Wayne."
Wang. Oh, he's
He's the one making the is it the book about all of the toy lines?
He was
Yeah.
at the he was at the Iconicon meetup last year with this
Yeah.
man. You
I bought
need that
more
book.
prints.
Okay.
Did you see the book he's bringing out?
Yes, and
Yeah.
it's hopefully going to be a.
I am
So-
stoked for this.
So look for Retro Toy Quest. Most of us collectors who've been doing it a long time, we've all got those books. If you're a Star Wars
guys,
collector,
yeah.
yeah, Belomo's,
Yeah.
Collector's Guide to Star Wars. I've got tons of Action Man ones. I've got Action Force. I've got G.I. Joe ones, both, the 60s stuff and A Real American Hero, all of that. What this guy has put together is one of those type of books, but with a whole range of smaller, more esoteric toy lines from the 80s.
Mhm.
Kenner's Indiana Jones in there. He's got the Coleco Rambo line, Galoob's A-Team,
Yep.
Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves,
Yep.
and he shows all the things that
Yeah.
they took from
Mhm.
Kenner and how they changed them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all
The book
details.
looks absolutely amazing.
All of the obscure lines get love in this book,
Mhm.
and for some of us, we all love Star Wars, we all love G.I. Joe, all that stuff. But for those of us that love the lower tier stuff, as far as popularity goes, this is for you. And
Yes.
I'm really excited about this one.
yeah, I can't wait
Oh,
to get this
The
book.
way
So
he does
it's
his photography for that, and hope the book coming soon in a few weeks, I think. But right now, you can get your paws on his awesome prints
Yeah.
that he's doing in a variety of sizes. This year, I grabbed, of course, the USS flag.
Uh-huh.
I was like, "Oh hell yeah, I'm taking
Yeah.
one of those."
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I
So good.
don't think the book's available in a few. The Kickstarter is going to launch
Yeah, it's
in a
gonna
few
launch.
weeks. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be promoting this on my channel just because I had the book in hand and had a look, and it's like, this is a product I
gonna be a
believe
treat.
in. I want to lay out my own cash to buy this book.
Mhm.
So when I get like that, I want to tell my audience about it.
Yeah.
So,
Sure.
So he says, this is Wayne. Great catching up with Tony and Pete. I'm glad I got to get Tony the updated Rambo, the Force of Freedom reference print.
Mhm.
Thanks for your feedback on my upcoming Wish Book project. So there you go, man. I'm super excited for it. So thank you. It was a pleasure. World Made of Cardboard. He said, I will show support, Master Son 42 and his t-shirt. I actually
These good
enjoyed
people.
the Spiral Zone figures. Had to make my own vehicles for them though,
Yeah.
out of cardboard.
Mhm. Well, they came in those like wheels.
And now you need that in
they
your
sell
life,
in.
don't you?
I think I do need that in my life.
What is it? What you were saying? You were telling me, Matt, today. There's one vehicle from that line you don't have.
Oh, the bullwhip.
Yeah, can you make him one out of cardboard, please? Because he'll never get the bullwhip.
If you want a bullwhip, Michael's got one in the
No,
other room.
not one of Michael's.
Oh, okay.
I didn't mean that. Oh my god!
I don't think you
Swiftly
did it that
moving
way.
along.
I think we meant it that way.
Yeah.
CP Toys Collection, thank you. He says, if the toy industry is stable and toy makers are horses, Bobby Valor is a freaking unicorn. That dude rocks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good.
That's
Lowering
That's a
prices.
very, very
Yeah.
Accurate. Yeah.
Yeah.
good way of putting
I like
it. Yeah. Yeah.
Bobby Ball's basically like, watch this. I'll prove it's all about greed with those big companies.
Yeah.
Wham.
It was like being a contestant on The Price is Right,
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
It really
yeah.
was.
He's doing
Yeah.
where he's doing the price reductions that are going to be
I was
coming.
waiting for him to roll out that rice paper punch game.
Yeah.
What?
It's a game show. That's
Yeah,
fun
it's
for
a-
you.
It's an American thing. Don't
It's
worry.
all right.
It's cool.
We
We'll
punch
show you.
rice paper here.
Yeah.
Well,
That's what
that's
we
how
do.
they covered the holes up. Was with
Yeah.
those.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Have to show him the yodel game.
Blue Serendipity, thank you. He says, hi guys, having so much fun watching. Michael, it was a pleasure to chat with you. You're a doll, Michael.
Oh.
You're a
And
doll.
a Lego stud.
No, Tony, you're a doll.
yes.
I've got your doll in my bag upstairs.
Tony, you're a sweetheart. I'm an action figure, not a doll. As Michael says, if you can take the pants off, it's a doll.
Mm,
You can't take the pants off
that's a good point.
unless you ask nicely.
I won't be doing that
You
tonight
don't want to take the pants off.
because Grace is watching.
The belt's already off.
There is a belt. There is a belt on the ground right there. Just Exhibit A. There is a belt. It's part of the debrief.
Debrief. Wardrobe.
Thank you to Jason Anderson.
I don't know how you debrief when you've got your belt still on. But, love meeting you. By the way, the whiskey was for all you boys, not just Ryan. I don't even know where all of that liquor was, but by the end of the Friday show, the Valiverse booth was. We could have just turned it into a liquor store. There was so many bottles of liquor that people gave, and I don't know. I think Ryan just put them all in a box and took them back to the booth. I never saw them again.
Laser pants.
Like, see you guys later. Yeah.
Turning in early.
Yeah.
Laser brands turned into whiskey pants that night.
Not a super
Leslie
chat.
like that one.
Not a super chat, but I started this one for you, Michael.
Okay.
Peter Cushing was a very good non-canonical Doctor Who.
He has his fans. I don't hate Peter Cushing or anything. I just, because they're not in the continuity, they're just kind of like these promotional films to capitalize on the popularity of Doctor Who at the time. They're fun to watch, but you have to immediately put them in a kind of, micro universe. They're not part of the main story.
It's
So
it's like Frodo and Sam in the bog. It's like, don't look into their eyes, don't look in the water, or whatever the crap that they say.
Continue.
And then like Frodo like falls in. I'm doing that with those Willow figures.
so Jeff Barker, super chat.
Jeff.
I know.
Jeff, I met you.
It's click with
Yeah. No. I've been a little bit thrown off my game because Mrs. Analog Toys sent me a private message saying, "Stop picking your nose." Have I been picking my nose on the stream?
Well, I wouldn't have.
It's
announced
itchy.
that if you did.
It's itchy. Thank you, lovely darling wife.
No bear in the cave.
It's all this American air. It makes the
Yeah.
nose itch.
very dry.
It's not the cat hair. There's no cat hair down here.
No,
Not down here.
it
No.
has its own separate AC system too, so cat hair doesn't.
Jeff
We're
Barker.
medically
Jeff
stable.
Barker, was great to see you punching above your weight at Valacon. He knows what I mean. I told him about it.
Oh, okay. I was like,
Um,
private
I don't know
joke?
what that
I
means.
don't know.
There's an epic weekend. Thanks, everyone.
was.
Thank you, Jeff.
Jeff, it was great
love
hanging
you.
out with you, buddy.
Love hanging out with Jeff.
Yes, and I'm glad Anna had a good time.
Oh, that was great.
That was her first convention. That was her first time.
I don't
going
think
to
it'll be
any
her
shows.
last.
No, she didn't run away.
no.
Yeah.
And she hung out
Jumped
with
right
the
in.
other lady.
Well, I just want to give a round of applause to our audience because they helped Anna feel very comfortable and she had a great time mostly because of you guys.
Yep. Agreed.
Yes.
Awesome. Thanks, Jeff. Now another Jeff, Jeffrey Leatherwood. Thank you for the super chat. He says, Michael, I was impressed by your custom figures based on combat. They're just over there on the.
Yeah, on the telly.
Is that a telly? Or is it a gaming? Or...
Telly, it's a
Telly,
telly.
but-
It's a telly. Hey, mate.
On the
You're
telly.
right.
Gonna watch
You know,
the show on the telly.
Come on. I know we have a lot of banter back and forth, but you are actually a diamond geezer.
Oh.
Oh,
I'm not sure. If
Don't
that-
get it.
I
He
gotta
doesn't
look
get
that
it.
up.
You're gonna have to chuggle that
All
one.
right.
Let me look that up. 'cause
Clemon will be back in a moment.
Make sure you insulted me. I'm gonna come around this table.
So Jeffrey Leatherwood says, Michael, we got reacquainted during COVID with the show, and I decked out some of my 1 to 6 scale Joes.
Nice. I'd love to see photos.
Yeah.
Send them to RetroBlasting@gmail. I'd love to see them.
If he's done
Cool.
1 to 6 scale G.I. Joes as the cast of combat,
That would be awesome.
I want to see that.
Yep. Send those to
Hell yeah.
RetroBlasting@gmail.com.
Not
And
Top
go to Urban
Goon
Dictionary.
says, me and my friend are currently watching. Wanted to thank you for signing his Dead Rat figure, Tony. He thinks you're the kindest person. You guys were amazing people. It was an absolute pleasure. You were. I got the impression anyway that they only went to Joefest for the Valiverse booth. They didn't go there for anything else. But it was also they tried the Vegemite. We had some hugs. We had some selfies, and no, great people. Pleasure to meet you.
I just looked over and Melinda's like,
Melinda's just been sat down there pissing herself
no,
for the last
but
hour.
here's the thing.
Not literally squatting, peeing. Where I come from, like laughing, giggling. Yeah.
Melinda literally just had her.
Melinda is not peeing in the corner, everyone, okay?
Melinda was she was literally just staring in my direction with her mouth just kind of.
You make me so
We should have brought some peanuts.
Live
down.
studio audience, folks.
Look at how she turns on a dime. We sit there, we're like,
You know when you go to the fun fair and you have that clown.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why does he get immunity?
Hey, he does. Yeah.
what? Not him?
No.
What?
Oh,
Why?
All right.
Because he got all my shit earlier.
That's true.
I'm
she
due. I due for a break. I was catching too much hell earlier.
did. Oh.
He's been through the ringer.
I did make you guys the most amazing pizza.
You
and
did.
Peach cobbler.
I did. It was amazing pizza. In fact, I ate it right off the floor.
Bankman says, Melinda, stop pissing yourself. Jason Anderson says, the studio audience is so much better than a canned laugh track.
Big facts. Absolutely.
GeForce Racing 20 says, bring the ladies on camera. We invited the ladies on and they opted not to.
They want to be behind the scenes.
They're
Yeah.
So did we get through all the super
yeah,
chats?
No.
they're very laid back today after being
They
on
had
point for days.
As you can hear.
they have been doing all of the important work for the past couple days, and they went to Trader Joe's today. It was a big day. They've done their work. So yeah, we're gonna take it from here. We are down to the bare
bourbon evaporated.
bones of the whiskey.
Thank you, Scuba Pete.
Cheers.
God bless you, man.
Right back at you, love.
Monty2 2001, thank you for the super chat.
Mhm.
What do you think of Kiwi Farms? It's been dealing with a lot lately.
Well, I don't know what they're dealing with, but they're just like sort of an adjacent 4chan site. I don't really have much of an
What
opinion.
are they?
They're kind of like a 4chan website where they or message board where everybody's anonymous and they're all like tracking.
Don't Kiwi Farms harvest sheep?
Yeah, I mean, every Kiwi farm I've ever heard of.
Yeah.
No, I think he's referring to the message board Kiwi Farm.
He probably is. I'm not familiar.
Here's the thing: we
know
don't
nothing.
we don't think about Kiwi Farms or 4chan.
I have never been to Kiwi Farms, but they went to Trader Joe's today, so I don't know if that counts. But thank you for the super chat.
It's a snort fest.
What in the
What
hell?
are y'all doing? They're snorting. In
This is what
sequence.
happened, I think, when we were on the sales floor every day.
Yeah.
It's like giggle fest.
Yeah, we were walking around the convention buying toys, and the ladies were in the bar doing this, telling stories, laughing.
On with the show, ladies and gentlemen. V. Connolly, thank you for another super chat. He says, Blue Serendipity. He says, I thought that when I read the Blue
Right.
Serendipity super
Right.
chat, but I wasn't 100% certain. That's
Okay, that's his significant other. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
He and his girlfriend.
She said that.
They got their head scanned,
Yeah, she said.
3D scanning, Mark II designs, going to be cool to fit Action Force figures.
Oh, wow.
That's awesome.
That's great. That's really cool.
Are you getting it scanned with your hairstyle because you won't be able to wear the helmets?
Oh, good point.
Yeah.
Maybe the hairstyle will be removable so you can put the helmet on.
Oh, that would be sweet.
It just looks like he's went Super Saiyan Goku.
Yeah.
And
Some great stuff.
here's one for you guys. Keith Knight says, Tony's gone full Cockney, mate. And no one understands him apart from me, Scuba, and Mr. French. Geezer.
Top
Meaning
geezer.
the other guys don't know what the hell he's talking
Yeah,
about.
the other guys.
The other guys. Shirts coming.
I
soon.
understand Tony perfectly. I have a built-in subtitle
Translator.
generator whenever you say things
Closed captions.
like "pissed as a fart," and, and I'm not here to f spiders.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's an Australian thing. It means I'm not here to mess around.
So I feel like it took us 1 hour and 24 minutes and 35 seconds to get through the super chat.
It did.
It did.
It was a big weekend.
Apologies for that, everyone. It's been a day.
Well, the super
That was
chats
great.
though, actually kind of got us through what we would have been talking about without like
Anyway,
any
yeah.
of that prompting.
Well, it did, because a lot of the people sending the super chats were people who attended Joefest.
Yeah,
So,
right.
But ladies, what was your highlight of Valacon, Melinda?
The people.
She said the people.
The people,
Good answer.
with the people and for the people. Sorry,
Them
you
for
people.
themselves, not for anybody
Their
else.
people.
She doesn't mean you people. She just means the two people sitting
You
next to
people.
her.
What do you mean, you people?
All you people.
The other guys.
All 282 of you.
Really nice. Yes. Said amazing things and made my life
Aww.
Bless you, Melinda.
better. Check your super chat.
I said amazing things.
Tell them what I said. I want credit.
Tell them.
Say it again louder.
Something about amazing people. Master Son's the best.
Saying
I
really
can't
nice
remember.
things.
Mhm.
People being really nice.
People being really nice, saying nice things, and also
coming
being
up to us and telling us how much they appreciate.
Yes.
yes. So she was appreciative of all of you out there being
Yes.
so kind.
Yes.
Very much so.
Yes.
Yep. Thank you.
Because those guys respect us a lot because we lift them up.
That's right.
Yes.
Awesome.
Thank you, Mike.
You're damn right.
I will say I have specifically the weekend of Joefest. I enjoyed far more than I enjoyed. Not that I did not enjoy Joefest last year. I enjoyed this one far more. And one of the reasons I enjoyed this year far more was because Melinda came.
Absolutely.
And because you and April came, because you and April weren't there. I mean, I actually saw you guys the day after Joefest.
Right. Yeah.
But having you there, having Articulated Ninja there,
Yeah, this
there was-
bigger.
there was loads more people there this year.
Fun.
It was amazing.
People. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And KBA, thank you for the super chat.
Hey.
Says, best thing you picked at Joefest that wasn't Valiverse or part of a tank.
Okay, well,
I like this question. Great question.
Yes. So
Great question, but shots fired at the tank part.
which is like your brain is just broken on that one, my friend. But KBA, I loved the custom.
That means he wants more.
Okay, I'll just. All right, so these two vehicles, I'll close up on them in a minute.
Let's do
These
the
are
Vanna White
customs.
thing.
These vehicles are customs from Knocked Up Customs, the guy that does all the cool chrome GI Joe vehicles. And he wasn't able to get a booth this year, but I asked him if there was anything that he could just whip up and bring. And he said, "What do you like?" He said, "I can't chrome anything in time." And I said, "I love desert deco vehicles." And he did a Mark I vamp in desert deco with doors and a roof from the Mark II. And he also did this amazing, more modern, but yet 3 3/4 inch scale GI Joe 4-seater desert vehicle. And
That's cool.
it's amazing. He does such great work. So, and then the other highlight for me is the Matthew LaCroix custom paint job on this custom Lara Croft O-ring figure. But let me just zoom in on those.
Just take them up to the.
What was your favorite thing?
The light won't.
I cannot remember who made it, but it was 10 only made of this Raven figure from GI Joe. So it was the Raven Strato Viper from that one episode. Done really well, and I was able. I was standing in line early. I think I was like the 8th person in line just so I can get that figure, and it was outstanding.
And they were one per customer. So, and Clement needed one for a friend. So he came up to me and he was like, "No, I'm telling this story." Because loads of people did it at the Valiverse booth. Eclipse was one per customer.
Yeah.
And everyone was getting
Like
wives
my wife
and
wants one too.
I up and bought a warpath because it was one per customer.
He had this
So-
money in his mouth.
So Clement came up to me and I didn't know anything about this custom Raven figure. He told me the story and he's like, "I need to buy one because a friend of mine wants one. I'll give you the money. Can you just go down to the booth and buy it? I just need someone else to go." And I was like, "Yeah, where is it?" And he gave me these horrible directions because he's Air Force, can't read a map, just uses GPS. But he gives me these What happened to the picture?
I think it's just buffering or something, but it's
Oh,
on
ooh.
broadband.
All right, cool.
Wow.
Hopefully it's just
that's
on my
more than
laptop.
that.
I'll go check. I'll go check.
So I said, yeah, no problem. Come on. I go over to the booth and I walk up there and I was like, I want to get one of these Raven figures. And the guy's like, "You're Tony from Analog Toys. I love your channel. Oh, that's awesome. You're going to buy one of these figures." Like, yeah. So I buy this figure, give him the cash. He hands me the figure and he goes, can't wait to see your video review on YouTube. I walked away going, for me, I'm not doing a review.
Doing it for a friend?
So if that person's watching, I'm sorry, I'm not going to. I didn't even buy that for me. Clemens, you'll have to do a video review.
It went to a good home.
The stream is crunchy on YouTube right now.
Uh-oh.
Not really sure why.
Are we moving too much or?
No. It's something to do with, I guess, broadband right now.
Yeah.
Too much giggles.
Mm,
Oh, is it?
I don't know.
Oh.
my
The vid quality did drop. Yeah, we do need to wrap this up because it's my last night in the United States.
There's one more.
I know I do have it there. Be patient, April.
Scuba Pete, what was your favorite thing you bought?
Babe, I'm just teasing you at the moment.
Savage Strike headquarters boxed.
Rainbow Savage Strike headquarters in the box.
Yep. And I did a multi-deal for it. That was a great find. There was a ton more toys, not just Joe. Like, it was just packed. I mean, Leslie picked up a gob of strawberry shortcake. It was insane.
Yep. My favorite thing, I bought a lot of G.I. Joe stuff. I mean, spoiler alert, it was Joefest, but I got a lot of really good deals on things. My favorite thing I picked up was a Mask Outlaw, the tanker truck, and it was only missing a couple of pieces, and I have those pieces, so
Sweet.
I did pretty well with that one.
Well, my best pickup of the weekend is something that I don't want to reveal right now. I'm saving for a video that I'm going to do when I get back.
Secret. Well, you can tell one of them.
My second best
There you
pickup
go.
of the weekend, though, was one of the benefits of working the booth and being able to go in and set up the booth is that you can walk around before the general public gets in and see all of the other booths. And I walked past this one booth and I saw this guy had a stack of carded Rambo figures. It kind of piqued my interest. So I'm not really looking for carded Rambo figures.
But still.
And when I say piqued my interest, it just made me stop and just lean over far enough to see what the figure was and went, oh, damn. It's not a standard Series 1 figure. It's a rare. It was Whip Action Warhawk, Series 2.
The hard to
And
find
there-
Rambo stuff.
And there was a price tag on it, 75. And I was like, is that price correct? And he's like, yeah. And I went, can you hold that? I'm going to run to the truck and get my wallet.
I'll be right back.
And I ran as fast as I could. Much faster than the Air Force. I got my wallet. I ran back.
We fly. We
And I
have to
said-
run.
I'm gonna grab this carded figure off you. And I pulled out $80 and he didn't have any change. And I was like, keep the change. It's worth it to me. The card was quite beat up, but I wanted the loose figure. So for all you haters out there, I took the figure off the card. I don't care. I was really, really happy. That was my first and one of the best deals of the weekend. So.
And Tony bought that from a friend of mine who is a vendor. And when I learned about it, I knew exactly who it was when he told me, because I had seen him post that he had those Rambo carded figures, and yeah, he got it from a good source. So
Samuel Edwards here says he brought $1,100 with him, and only planned on spending $500. He ran out of money this morning.
Yeah. To the best of us.
Yeah.
well bought, sir.
Buy great deals.
To everyone who's watching at the moment and you're in the chat, can you just let me know? We know that there's been a drop in video quality, and Michael is dealing with it. I'd just like to know if you can still hear the audio, okay, including the sneeze from Mrs. Scuba Pete.
Bless you.
Lord.
Can you guys still hear the yes, audio is good. Okay.
Yeah.
Good deal.
We apologize for the video quality. We are about to wrap it up anyway. But at least you can hear us. So because we have, I believe, one final super chat.
One more super chat.
From anyone know this chick?
My better half, April.
A member of our live studio audience.
And one of our mods on RetroBlasting.
How big does my super chat have to get?
All right.
How big does my super chat have to be to get RetroBlasting to put a bathroom in the studio? Not asking for a friend.
I got it. Here you go.
No. To raise money for our toilet.
We're gonna do a GoFundMe.
No.
For a timeout toilet
Michael.
in the archive.
Michael, we're good, sir.
Feeling flushed.
Oh,
Video's back. Now we can dance.
And Jason Anderson says the video is emulating drunk vision for the audience, allowing us to also be 60%
This
frustrated.
is an interactive experience, Jason.
That's how the studio
I'm
audience
drinking Coke,
uses-
Mom.
Blue Serendipity says, "Oh my God, I love the studio audience."
And they love you, and we all love you. All of you out there.
Top tip from an ex-army guy: you don't need a bathroom in the studio. Gatorade bottles. They've got the
Right,
extra
I
wide.
agree.
Also, we had plans to put a bathroom in the
You need a bucket.
we had originally planned to put a bathroom in the studio, but all of the extra storage space required that room that was already plumbed for it taken up.
It's gone back to stupid.
So we want a bathroom down here, but it's not possible right now.
Okay, well, due to the technical difficulties and pretty much the fact that that I want to go and get drunk with my friends, like way drunker than I am already. My last idea. So let's wrap things up. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Thank you for the very kind super chat.
Very much.
And thank you all for being amazing people, except you, Clement.
He is an amazing.
He's a diamond geezer.
Our live studio audience, any final words?
We still don't know what diamond geezer means.
They're not even listening.
No,
Come
not
on.
hearing you.
Any final words?
Yes.
My body is
I had a great time. It is always on the real. It's always fun going to Joefest. It's always got these conventions, seeing all these people, seeing all the stuff, keeping the toy line, the comic, the cartoon alive. Love it.
Pete?
I was excited to hunt, but it became more than that because I got to hunt these booths with friends and folks that I've gotten to know over the community and chats and whatever, and being able to just hang out and see what finds they got. And they were asking me about mine. I mean, that interaction's gold.
Howling Matt Swafford of Reclaim Vintage Stories. AKA David Morse. Specifically from the Rock and Rock's Good Night era.
Yes, accurate. Very, very similar to what they've already said. Just being able to hang out with some of the best people I know. And I want to give a special shout out to Michael French, the
live studio audience, baby.
the amazing man sitting behind me, one of my best friends in this world. You did this, Michael. You did this. You did that. Everyone watching this right now, everyone that came up to you this weekend at Joefest, and that you spent minutes up
Hours.
to almost hours talking to every single person that stopped you, that got your attention. Michael's never in a hurry when he meets somebody to move on. He talks to people.
Drives Melinda crazy.
No.
God bless you, Matt.
It doesn't drive us crazy. It makes us. It makes us, and you're the same way. Like, it makes us in awe because you have that time to devote to talk to everybody. And he doesn't do it just because you're a viewer. He doesn't do it because you're a fan. He does it because he gives a damn about what you have to say.
Yes.
And
So
for
true.
10 years, he's done this on YouTube, and he hasn't gotten the credit that he deserves. And I mean, it's an honor to be your friend, my friend.
Very, very well said, mate.
Yep.
That's not the booze talking.
You almost got tears out of me on the live stream there. Yeah. I just want to echo those sentiments. I've said it before many times. Analog toys would not even exist if I hadn't discovered RetroBlasting about 7 years ago. I was on night shift. I was supposed to be working, but I was just hiding somewhere watching YouTube. And I found this channel. The first video was Real Ghostbusters Part 2 about the toys, and I was like, it was the first toy YouTube video that I watched where someone had actually given a fuck about the professional level of quality and what they were putting out there. And it has never even occurred to me before. This was 5 years after I'd made a documentary about Action Man. Because I was like, YouTube is that place where people take a cell phone and go, this is the toy I bought today. And then I found this amazing production that I binge watched over the next few weeks, and it inspired me. And the fact that we're all here now with a drunk studio audience,
Interconnected.
so I'm going to say live studio audience,
With a drunk list
a
of
slightly
panelists.
drunk live studio audience. So yeah,
Thank you, sir.
it's the RetroBlasting YouTube channel, folks. So I want to give the final word to its incredible host, Mr. Michael Friend.
Well, first of all, I can't thank you guys enough. I didn't know you were going to say that stuff, and I don't want to ruin it by trying to like stumble over it and crush it. But I appreciate you guys saying that you actually understand what I'm about as a person, and that I'm not this thing that some corners of the internet try to tell other people that I am. And on top of that, I can illustrate as kind of a cap to all this how much these guys here and our live studio audience actually understands who I am. We were at the end of the show. It was on Sunday, and Melinda and I were getting ready to leave. We had said our goodbyes to Bobby and Laser Pants and Articulated Ninja and his family, and Tony and Pete and Matt. And they were all going to follow suit. And it was clear to me in this gesture, this moment, this kind of, Tony comes running up to me, and I'm like, oh, hey man, and he's really excited. He's telling me about the book coming out with the retro from the guy that does the amazing prints of the toy collections. And he didn't say this, but the moment he handed me this, I knew exactly what had run through Tony's mind, why he did this, because I had been caught up talking to so many people all weekend that I really didn't get a chance, aside from walking around with Scott Hughes and Drew for a little while. And I picked up a few comics, but that was all the time I really had to do anything with the booths and the vendors. And so Tony suddenly, I think, you can keep me honest, but I think what Tony did was some maths in his head, and he was like, Michael always picks up something Bespin Luke everywhere he goes to an event like this. And he hasn't done that this time because he's been busy with all this other stuff. He didn't say that, but I have to believe that's the only reason, because he ran up to me from out of the showroom and he just handed me this.
My buddy.
that he got from some
My
vendor.
buddy, wherever I goes, I go.
And you know what? It was so weird. It was so weird that he got this at first, and then within minutes of getting home and setting it off to the side, I realized, well, tomorrow when I do this video shoot, I got to interview Matt here. I said I can use this as an eye line for the setup for the camera. And I did.
Beyond business.
So
Yeah.
thank you, sir.
So when you
My
see
absolute pleasure.
Yeah.
when you see the next video that I'm a guest in, you'll know exactly who I'm staring at while
Yeah.
I'm talking.
He's talking to a 2 foot tall Bespin Luke. So, well, I know I did say I was going to give the final word on RetroBlasting to its amazing host, Mr. Michael French. But that took so long that we've got a whole bunch more super chats.
Encore, encore, encore.
Kicking things off with our friend, Valacon Boy. He says, sorry I missed this, like all of this, but hope you guys had fun.
Oh,
Thank you,
thank you
Thomas.
very much.
Thank you, Thomas.
Thank
Scott Hughes says, cheers to Michael French.
Indeed.
He wrote that
Right
when
back at you,
Matt was
Scott.
saying his thing. And Lester San Jose says, you all get a super chat.
Wow.
Thank you, Lester.
Holy crap.
Thank you.
You
That is
are
very much
extremely
appreciated.
generous,
That's a
sir.
very generous super
You
chat.
get a toast, sir. To Lester, San Jose.
It is. And finally, I think finally this time,
Oh.
our hilarious friend, Jason Anderson,
Mr. Anderson.
who paid a super chat because he wants a studio audience for Iconicon 2023.
Oh, Jason.
I don't think we have enough bourbon.
There's another one.
Oh,
We're never.
oh my God, James Saltzberg says,
Never gonna
It's a
give
Luke
you
made of
up. We're gonna let you in. Luke made of cardboard. Luke made of cardboard needs to be like Broken Vader. He needs to be like a new thing.
Oh, they're gonna fight.
all right,
Uh,
let's, what did one shepherd say to the other shepherd?
Let's get the flock out
get
of
the
here.
flock out of here.
Bye, folks.
See
See you next time.
Oh,
No,
just lost
look.
Randall's thing.
Oh my God. That
Wait,
was such a
wait,
perfect way to end the show, Randall.
Randall,
I had a
we
perfect
love your
plan.
$5 and thank you. But, oh,
Thank you, Randall.
all
Really,
hail Michael and Melinda.
this one is for RetroBlasting. All hail Michael and Melinda. Now I want a Michael and Luke video series.
See?
They told you.
See?
He could
Oh.
take over from Broken Vader.
They're
Because
gonna
that,
fight.
that guy
They
can't
are
keep his
gonna
arms out of me Vegemites. Everyone on Patreon knows what I'm talking
Well,
about.
he is pretty salty, so Vegemite perfectly encapsulates that guy.
He's toast.
Haha, Zing.
Roller coaster.
I do have the last word.
Bye, everybody.
I think the last word for the
No, you
live
don't.
stream.
Hold it then. $10.
Shindarius with my comment.
He says,
Thank you,
there's his
Shindarius.
comment. He says, I am the last one.
I lost one.
I am the last one.
I'm not Spanish, I'm Egyptian. You said you're from Spain. You're a liar.
Juan Sanchez Villalobos Ramirez.
Is this you having the last word?
No,
Yes.
no. I just want to tell everybody out there. I know I said it earlier. We love you guys. I know some of you don't even know who I am, but we love you guys.
The other guy.
And yeah, me and CD here are the other guys.
The other guy.
Keep on shooting, everybody. And we